Hey guys, welcome to JSpeak. Today we answer questions. First question, do I prefer the 2525H or the 2555X for low reasonable volumes? The 2525H for sure. That is 20 watts. The 2555 is 100 watts, and that is not a home amplifier. I suggest you have an attenuator or something, because that is a super loud amp. It sounds amazing, but it's super loud. The 2525H, I think you have to get up a little bit just to hit that, sweet Marshall spot of that amp. It's much more reasonable. It does have a power setting. I personally think full power sounds better, but 2525H gets my vote. Another Marshall question for question 2. Does the Studio Classic have more gain than the Studio Vintage? Yes and no. It's a different kind of gain. The Studio Vintage is like the 1959 Super Lead, whereas like the Studio Classic is supposed to be a JCM 800. In their builds, they are just different amps. I don't necessarily think like one has like super uber gain over the other. The Studio Classic does sound really good, and so does the Studio Vintage. It's just kind of like, what do you want? Do you want more of a 70s tone or an 80s tone? And just listening to music from those eras, they're just so different that it's not the same. So I don't know if it's necessarily a thing about which one has more gain, is which is the gain you want to hear. Question 3. Do all Fender Jaguars have bridge problems? This is an interesting question because I've played some Jaguars and some Jazzmasters, and I've owned some too, and you can get like a weird pingy sound off the bridge for those guitars, but I've had the same issues with like 137s by Gibson, where it's a hollow body and you kind of get a weird noise. The first Jaguar I ever bought was a Johnny Marr Jaguar, and I really like the guitar. I mean, it has a super thin neck, so that's ultimately why I got rid of it. But I bought that model because the bridge was specifically changed out because it was a signature model. So that was my first experience with a Jaguar, and I really enjoyed it. And I've had a hardtail Jazzmaster, the one of the Magnificent 7. Played the Ultra Jazzmaster, and I thought that one didn't have as many issues. I played an American Pro Jaguar. I thought that one was a little funky, but in the end, I thought it was a really cool guitar. I don't think all of them have tuning issues. I think that the bulk of them probably do, and that's what the players, they just tweak the instrument to work for them. And that is one of the things that most of them tweak right off the bat, is they swap out the bridge. Question 4. What does the M and H stand for in the Creamback 65M or 75H? H, I believe, is for a heavy magnet. The 65M is lighter than the H75. The H75 has a thicker magnet, and you can see it on the speaker. It has more top end, and it also can handle 10 more watts than the M style Creamback, which is 65. So the 65 stands for watts, and the 75 stands for watts. So the power handling of that speaker is 10 watts more than the other. Now the M, they are ceramic magnets, so I'm not sure if the M stands for medium magnet or because it's a ceramic magnet. That I'm not sure of. If you guys know the answer to that, please leave it below. The H stands for heavy magnet. It's to handle more power, basically, and still have that tonal balance that the Creamback originally had. And last but not least, Strymon released the Night Sky. Also, how dare they? Rated at $429 US. Take my money. I really didn't want another reverb pedal. Actually, I didn't really want another pedal, but it sounds really cool, and I kind of like all those weird sequency type reverbs and sounds, and where it doesn't sound like a guitar. So I think I need to try that. But the Night Sky, it's very cool. It's kind of set up like the Strymon Volante, where instead of clicking through the A-B patches, you've got your presets, your favorites on the pedal, and you kind of click through them so you can see which one you're on versus naming them and diving deeper into the pedal. So that's pretty cool. But it's got your standard line and instrument level, so you can use it in like pre and post. You can use it in effects loop. You can use it up front. It sounds pretty phenomenal. If you haven't heard that Strymon came out with a new pedal and you're living under a rock, definitely check that out. I think I might have to get one. And yeah, that's that. If you have any questions, comments, please leave them below. As always, thanks for watching. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. Many more videos to come. Don't miss one sub.